Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red, who came riding to Whiterun from old Rorikstead. And the braggart did swagger and brandish his blade, as he told of bold battles and gold he had made. But then he went quiet, did Ragnar the Red, when he met the shield maiden Matilda, who said, "Oh, you talk and you lie and you drink all our mead."
The adventurers ran and ran, the Stormcloaks pursuing forces barely an hour behind them now. The mage, oh that blasted fire mage, it had all gone run when he had joined their company. The day before they were scattered from their hiding hole in the Pale by the Stormcloaks. The mage who was sent to deliver them a message for Whiterun had been followed. Now the Stormcloaks were on their tails. They must know what the message was about. Terms of peace and alliance for the Lord of Whiterun and the Imperials. Up ahead they spotted a tomb. Maybe they could hide out in there for a time. And for a time they did. But as luck was against them, the Stormcloaks followed them in, and battle was joined in Elder Scrolls Call to Arms. In today's scenario, we're going to be playing the battle mode scenario called Ancient Ruins. This is a dungeon environment with a 6-round time limit. The battlefield is bisected horizontally and will have 2 player deployment zones at either side of it. Now we deploy objectives and treasure on the table in this game, and we also have the adversary rule, and adversaries will begin the game in play on either the objectives or treasure tokens. Victory conditions are pretty simple. You have the normal victory conditions for objectives, and you also have some extra VP awarded for removing enemy bodies as casualties as well. In today's game, I'm going to be playing with the Stormcloaks. Now my quest is going to be the Rogue Wizard. And then I've also chosen the oaths, slay the beast, and hold the point. This would mean I have to slay the master adversary and also hold a strategic objective for 2 turns in a row. Starting off with my list, I have Ralof, Warrior of the Resistance. He has a longbow, glass arrows, potion of minor healing, a potion of minor stamina, Skyforged sword, Stormcloak cuirass, weak magica poison, and a weak vigor poison. Yerzerald, the thrice-pierced Stormcloak commander, is my party champion. He also has a potion of minor healing, a potion of minor stamina, a Skyforged war axe, Stormcloak officer cuirass, and the Amulet of Arche. Moving on, I have 2 Stormcloak soldier archers, a Stormcloak soldier dual-wielding swords, 3 Stormcloak soldiers with great swords, a Stormcloak soldier huntsman, a Stormcloak soldier shield bearer, and a Stormcloak soldier swordsman. Stephen will be playing with the adventurers today, and his quest is going to be Message to Whiterun. The oaths he's taken are Exterminators and Artifact Collector, where he must examine a master treasure chest and try and kill more adversaries than I do. His party's champion is Vostag, the freelance adventurer, who is wielding an elven sword, glass shield, scaled armor, potion of minor stamina, a potion of minor healing, and a weak health poison. Joining him is Banning the Dog Handler with a Dwarven Mace, Necromancer Robes, and the Reanimate Corpse spell. Vigilance, his War Dog, joins him, and so does Aranea Ilneth, the Priestess of Azura. She has Mage Robes, a Potion of Minor Magicka, Lightning Bolt, Lightning Rune, and Bound Sword spells as well. Lastly is the Breton Fire Mage, who has Mage Robes, an Elven Dagger, Potion of Minor Magicka, and the Fireball and Flame Cloak spells. And so we are all deployed down on the table. For the Stormcloaks, I've got Yzrael with my great swords and an archer at the back here. We then have Ralof, the dual sword wielding, and another archer on this flank. And then lastly, I've got my swordsman, shield bearer, and the huntsman on this flank. Meanwhile, for the adventurers, we've got the Breton Fire Mage. You've then got Banning the Dog Handler and his dog Vigilance over there. You've got Aranea and Vostag in the center. Across the center of the board, you can see the Draga have all been deployed on the objectives. We've then got the treasure tokens placed as well across the battlefield. Alright, so a couple of other things to note before we get into the first turn as well. For our quest, the Rogue Wizard, I've chosen to make the Breton Fire Mage the Rogue Wizard, and Yzrael will be the one that gets the bonus green dice whenever fighting him. Meanwhile, for Stephen, he has a message for Whiterun that the Stormcloaks are coming, and Banning is going to be the one trying to deliver that, trying to get off one of these edges of the table. So with that said, let's get into the game. Today's video is sponsored by Gap Games, a fantastic miniature wargaming store in Queensland, Australia. They stock a wide variety of miniature wargames from all things Games Workshop to some of my personal favourites, Conquest of the Last Argument of Kings, and all things Modifius wargames as well. Use our affiliate code in the link below to help support both this fantastic store and the channel as well. And so, game begins. First action of the game is going to be Ralof moving forward into short range. I'm going to be shooting that Draugr Bleakfall's Barrow Guardian. So, I'm going to aim. So, with my glass arrows, it is 2 red, green. That will be a hit on 4 for 5 damage. And so, 2 yellow for... we'll save 2, take 3. So Ralof does 3 wounds to the Bleakfall's Barrow Guardian. Not enough to take him down, but it does leave him with just 1 wound remaining, and I'm not within 6, so he doesn't activate. So we'll be over to the Adventurer's first activation. Alright, so Stephen's first activation, Aranea is going to launch, what is it? It's Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt at the Draugr here. She's going to choose to aim, so she's spending 2 magicka. This will give her 2 green and 2 yellow for her test. And that is a critical fail. But she does gain a point of stamina back, so you haven't spent stamina. So, Stephen actually elected to pick magicka there to regain, so he's only spent 1 magicka, but he still has spent the stamina. So, my next, we are going to continue on trying to get some early victory points on the board. I am going to go with the Archer next. So, moving my Archer just outside of 6, I'm going to aim at the Draugr Overlord. I am just red-green on this time. That is a hit for 2. And so 2 yellow for his save. He must save both of these, and he does, unfortunately. Yep, so you've banning, that is a open one. So you do just need to roll the white dice, just in case it is trapped. So only on a crit fail, doesn't matter. Nope, so that'll allow you to draw 1 treasure card with banning. Stephen has drawn some Skooma. This is a 1-use only free action card we can discard to restore a black dice worth of stamina. My next one, I've just moved up the greatsword wielding Stormcloak here and thrown up a 2-handed block.
Right. I'm deliberately getting him within 6.
So yeah, you've purposely moved Vigilance up there so that he will activate the Draugr here. So we'll roll a black dice and see what the Draugr does. That's just going to be it moving towards you. And so the Draugr comes in with a power attack into Vigilance. And crits Vigilance. Oh dear, poor doggo. That is 5. So Vigilance's defense, I think this is futile. Roll yellow dice, let's see what he gets. 1. Does helmet do anything? So Vigilance takes 4 points of damage and he is dead. Poor doggo. Alrighty, so I've moved up my Stormcloak soldier and then spent a special action to open the door. I now have gone within range of the Skeleton Archer, so roll a black dice for me, Stephen, and let's see what he does. He is just going to stay on the objective, so he will shoot at the nearest target, so he'll get to make a shot. And so, Skeleton Archer, let's see if he can hit first of all. That is a critical fail. No, he cannot. Alright, so Vostag has moved up into the Draugr. He's going to perform an aim with his strike as he does. That'll definitely hit for 3, and helmet does. So when you roll the helmet, you do get piercing 2 as well as the green, so there's nothing that Draugr can do against that, and we'll go down to Vostag. My next action after that, I'm going to move up the Skeleton... sorry, not the Skeleton Archer. I'm moving up the Stormcloak Archer to shoot the Skeleton Archer. Aiming, so red-green. That will hit for 3. Go for it. Let's see what you can roll, and 1... That won't do enough. That'll be 2 damage and take the skeleton down. Right, so you've spent a point of stamina then to move up your Breton Fire Mage. He's going to perform a search action, which is free. So you just need to roll the white dice just to see if it's trapped. And it is. And so your trap is Dwemer Bolt Trap. Apply the following damage to the target, red, yellow. So it's red, yellow damage for 3 damage. Do you have any armor on him? So the Breton Fire Mage is going to take 3 damage. That'll knock him down. He now needs to make an endurance test. Let's see, can he do it? That is a crit, so he gets back up with 1 wound remaining. So we've taken 2 wounds from that. So you will gain a treasure here. And you're going to gain the Circlet of Abatement.
This gives you resistance fire while equipped. And seeing as you don't have anything, you can automatically equip this. My next, Israel is going to move up. He's going to search, and oh, it's another open chest. And so mine is just a regular chest. The treasure that Israel will get is the Imperial Sword of Leeching. Cool. So we'll just equip that because he can dual wield. So we'll give him the dual wielding sword and axe combo. And so rest of my movement stuff, I've moved up the Stormcloak here, throwing up a 200 block. Moved up the fighters on this side, throwing up a block on the shield bearer as well. And now I'm going to move my dual sword fighter. Alrighty, so charged up, I am going to spend a point of stamina after moving to aim. So first attack with my swords. 4, will that do it? So 2 yellow on your defense then against my first attack. Saved it all. And then my second strike will miss. Although, actually, I'll add a green in there from, I think. So 5, that'll hit now. Oh, no, will it? No, it won't. It'll miss by 1 because I've got the negative penalty from dual striking. I needed that one to be a 3. So I will miss. That's not good. Alright, so the Draugr Overlord is going to attack the Bleakfall Sparrow Guardian. Go for it. What do you get? 8 minus 4 will hit me for 1 with piercing 1. So I roll nothing, so I'll suffer a point of damage on my Stormcloak. Then the Draugr here is going to activate as well. So the Draugr then will come in as well. Green, black, and adding another green when it's aiming. So can it hit me? 5. That will go to 3. That'll be 3 points of damage. Ouch. So my tests will save 1. Helmet does nothing. That will take me down as I suffer my last 2 wounds. Now with that will mean there's been 4 activations on the table, the amount of adversaries we need, because there was a skeleton over here, you're up there, and then these 2, so that is everyone done. So we'll go into the event phase. And so the event for the round will be Blessings of Kinnereth. Each player gets to roll a red dice and distribute that many stamina points amongst their wounded models. So it says wounded model, so I actually don't have any wounded, so I don't get to roll, but Stephen does have 1 who has spent a point of stamina, so if you roll the red dice, you got 2, so he gains his stamina back. So Skeleton then comes on the board after that, and we'll go there. No one is claiming any objectives out of us 2 at the moment, so that will be it for the round. Alright, so you're going to start with Aranea Illith. She's going to try and cast Frost Rune on the door from here. Lightning Rune, sorry. So go for it. Let's see, can she get it? Yes, she can. So we'll place a token there. And so there's our little Lightning Rune token placed. She's still got a move she can do. And then she will just move up into range of the objective. So my first one, we're going to start with Ralof doing a shot into that Draugr Overlord. And so Ralof is going to take a shot at the Draugr Overlord, so let's see what we get. That is a critical fail, which is unfortunate with that roll. Your next action is Vostag is just going to move, and then he's going to open the door there. So my next will be, as you might expect, the Archer here to shoot that Draugr Overlord as well. So a red, green for the Archer. Come on. 4. And that misses as well. Good job there, Archers. Good job. You're doing great. You're then just going to make a move with Banning next. So back to me. We're going to go with my... We'll go with the Swordsman here. My Swordsman is then made a move into the Skeleton Archer. We will then attack them. That is a 7 minus 1. That is a miss again. So first of all, let's roll a black dice for the Skeleton and see what it does. Nope, it's just going to punch. Skeleton will try and punch me. It needs a 2 or less. Critical fails. And so then the Draugr will come in behind me as well. So let's see what this model can do. 4, that'll hit for 2 points of damage. So yellow, and I stop 1, so I take a wound. So the Breton Fire Mage will then come along, and he's going to swap with Banning's inventory and take Banning's potion off him. So this Stormcloak soldier moves up, and he's going to open the door. Now that does mean that both these fighters will now activate, so the Draugr will now come into me. So this Draugr is going to power attack my greatsword. Let's see what he can do. 6 to 4. That will not hit. The Overlord is just out of range, so that means what I'm going to do to that Overlord, my archer will then move and is going to take a shot at the Overlord through the doorway. Will not hit. Dang. Right, so helmet actually does allow me to add a green to my test, so I do need to get 3 on this, and I only get 2. Dang. Then I'm going to move with my greatsword. He's going to attack the skeleton, so we need straight up dice, and we miss. My huntsman goes and jumps on the objective there. Meanwhile, the shield bearer then comes in, make a aimed attack, and will finally land me a hit. So the Draugr gets to make a armor for 1, takes 1, which will kill him. Yzerald will then move into the Draugr over here, so green-red. That is 4, 6, that will miss. Then I've got the Imperial Sword of Leeching that I picked up, swinging my second one. Will miss as well, wow. So that is that. Then I've just got this last Stormcloak. He'll come check out the treasure, which is locked. So we'll try and break it open. So I need to roll a 2 or less on dice, and that is a 6, that is not, so it will remain there. So we have 1 more adversary to activate this round. We've got 3 that haven't, so it'll be one of them. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on a D3. So which one is activating? 4, that'll be this skeleton here. We'll roll a black dice to see what he does. That is just going on objective, so he will just stay where he is. That is that for the adversaries. So now we've got to go into our objective scoring part. So, alright, so unengaged objectives. First of all, this one here is a, ooh, that is good. That is a strategic point. That's exactly what I want. That one is a strategic point as well. That is really good for me. Meanwhile, you have this one here is another strategic point. That is really good for the Stormcloaks there with objectives. So we are going to go into the event. So the first event for the adventurers is a few words with you. So requirements here: your champion and at least 1 enemy hero still in play. This is a single stage quest you now must complete. Choose 1 enemy hero. Your champion must either persuade them by spending a special action and passing a speech skill within 3 inches of them in line of sight, or by removing them as a casualty. The quest is failed if any other model kills the target hero. You receive 3 VP for persuading the enemy or 1 VP for killing them. Right, so you can pick Aranea, and you're going to also pick her to try and calm Rayloff. Not wanting to go near, I guess, the giant ball Stormcloaks in the middle of the table. So 2 adversaries will come back into play as well. Alrighty, so you've placed 2 Draugr down here now. Looks like he's been calling for backup. Doesn't like the 2 dudes shooting arrows at him constantly. So, first activation for this round will be the Stormcloaks. Right, Rayloff. Kill. Can we do it? With a crit now. Yay, the exact opposite of the last round. Right, that is 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, roll your 2 yellow. You ignore one of them, you take 6 wounds. He is dead. Take that. Banning then makes a move and opens the doorway there for your first action for the round. So over to the Stormcloaks. You know what? We'll go with the Greatsword here. Right, so Stormcloak with Greatsword is going to attack here. I'll actually be getting another green on top of my aim due to being outnumbering. So that will definitely hit for 2. So I'm going to take the follow-up, but now you've got to roll your defense, see how much you get. 2, so I'm going to get to attack again. However, I won't have the aim, so I'll just be 1 green now. Which 5, ooh. Helmet, luckily this time, adds green. So that will be 5 off that, so I now hit. So 1 yellow again to try and save. You've got to save 1. And you save 1, wow. This means the skeleton will go back into me, so roll a black dice for him to see what he does. He will try and punch, so he's going to try and punch the one that attacked him. So he's going to try and aim a punch back at my Stormcloak the skeleton here. Will miss. He will get to add a green, so we'll add green to that. for -1. That'll hit for 1 point of damage. So yellow, and I save it. Alright, so your Breton Fire Mage then moves up. He's going to aim a fireball, and Augmented Flames also gives you another yellow, so let's see what you can do. That is a critical fail. Next up, we're going to go to Swordsman. Can we kill the skeleton in the middle of the bridge here? No, that is a critical fail. Wow. Aranea will then be doing a lightning bolt at the Draugr here, so let's see if she can hit. Definitely hits for 2. Draugr's defense is 1. Will take a wound to be taken out. Shieldbearer comes in to kill this goddamn skeleton. 7. That takes me to 5. Helmet, though, gives me an extra green, luckily. That takes me to 3, so that'll hit for 2. And so skeleton's defense, nothing. It finally goes down. So Vostag has made a move, and he's found the treasure now. He has no lockpicking, so he will need to try and break it. So a -3, so he does need to roll a 1 or crit to open it. So let's see what he can get. No, fails to open the chest, but it's not booby-trapped at least. We're going to go with Yzerald into the Draugr here then. Will -1, that'll be 7. And then his second attack with the Imperial Sword of Leeching will hit for 2. Yep. So go for it. Let's see what we can get. 2, but I ignore 1 point of that due to piercing, which means it takes a wound and goes down. So after that, Yzerald moves up, and the Draugr will now come into him. So let's see what the Draugr gets. 6 -2, that is 4. That will not hit. So now I've got the rest of my actions. So he comes in. And we'll hit with a 3. That'll do 3 points of damage. So armor on the Draugr. I don't think he can save this. It saves 1. Not enough. He goes down. And so my last couple of actions, I'm just going to move up to the objective here with the archer. This archer will stay where he is, controlling that, because we don't want to get closer because there's a rune on that door. And now I'm going to take another crack at cracking open the chest, which I don't. So that will be it for the round. So let's see what the adversaries. We'll go with the skeleton back here. Let's cross swords, so it is going to attack, so it will take a shot. And we'll see what the second one does, though we'll do them in order. The second one is going to attack as well. So both within short range, so the first skeleton here is going to aim at your Breton Fire Mage. Will hit for 3. That is going to take you down. She has no armor. So he will need to pass a test. So strength 2, you need a 2 or less. 4. Unfortunately, he goes down. That's annoying because I had to kill your wizard, not the enemy, so I have removed him as a casualty, so I don't get points for that. Though we now have the other skeleton who just stands there and shoots the dead corpse, and we'll go into objective scoring. So I have 3 more objectives I control now. So we'll go with the shield bearer, take a intelligence test. Fails. So that is that, but I do gain 8 points. Stephen will gain 2 for controlling this strategic though. And then, because I've done it to 2, I'll now complete my second oath, which is hold the point. And so now the event for turn 3, this is going to affect Stormcloaks if it needs to. Unwanted attention. Something's got all the creatures to this foul place riled up. All adversaries in play able to activate, immediately do so again. So we'll just roll the black dice because all that's going to matter here is whether they flee. So nope. And for the second one, no, neither of them flee. So they both just stay there because they're Path of Shadow. They're not going to go hunting for anyone. And so those 2 come in over there, and another Draugr comes in from there. So more adversaries. The adventurers must have really riled something up in this tomb.
Today's game is played on the fantastic battle mats from our longtime supporters, Mithras Games. Top quality battle mats from New Zealand that have a variety of different designs that can suit almost any battlefield you could imagine.
Alrighty, so we are going to go with Aranea first. She's moved. She's now going to try and cast a lightning rune again. So she just needs to what? Yep. See if she can get her skill test passed. So she has a 4. She passes. Alright, so I'm going to move my archer to activate your rune you've put on the door. So first of all, we'll roll to see whether he suffers some damage. So 2 yellow dice for damage from it. Take 3, so I have a yellow to shield with. I save 1, take 2. And so, because this is actually the token we should be using, but we've got multiple runes on the table, it actually will hit both the Iserold and the Stormcloak here. So we'll roll for the Stormcloak here. So he suffers 3. And oh yeah, and red, ouch. Yeah, well, he saves 1. The Stormcloak goes down. And then explodes on Iserold. For 1. He has red for his Stormcloak Officer Curious, and he saves it. Next up, it's on the Skeleton Archer that's here. So 2 yellow. That is 3. It can't save that, so it dies. And then the Draugr next to it as well. 3, once again, can't save that, so it kills both of them. Then after the Big Bang, I open the door. Vostag is then going to move up and place a block token on. Ralof started his action by sneaking, and then we move around here with our sneak token on. You've then got Banning, who makes a move. So that is the end of all the adventurers doing their stuff. So I've got a few actions left. All right, Greatsword moves up, triggers the lightning rune. Go. Oh dear, that's 4. I've got to save 2 here on my... Save 1, take 3, I go down. So I am going to then move the archer up and open the door. And so, end of the round, I've just moved a couple more of my fighters up. Importantly, taking that objective off Stephen there, as they'll both now control and contest that one. And then I've got my swordsman back here for this one. So that does mean I'm going to score, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All up. I'm going to make a test for the puzzle. No, fail on it. So the adversaries aren't going to do anything this round. They're just going to sit there. I'm refusing to open that door. So it'll be an event, and this time this will affect the adventurers if it needs to. We've got fresh orders. So a courier has arrived with an urgent message from your patron. Draw a quest card, even if this means you'll have more than one in play. And so, Stephen's new quest is Treasure Map. You can place a master chest on the gaming area, no closer than 12-inch to any player model. Alright, so Stephen has placed a master treasure chest down. So that will be it. You'll get to place 1 adversary on the table from that. And so there we have a new skeleton come on the board. So first action to the Stormcloaks this round in round 5. Alright, so Ralof is going to make a sneak attack now into Vostag. With all my bonuses, with steady hand now that I've leveled up, it is 3 red, green, yellow on my dice. So that hits only for 4. So Israel, sorry, not Israel, that is Vostag. We need to make a block skill test for 5 or less to gain the bonus, and does. So 2 red now. So let's see what you can stop. You need to stop 4. But 1, you do have a point of piercing. You stop 3s.
Wait.
Oh, Oblivion symbols. Add another red. So that is 4. So I do still do 1 wound to you with that.
No, because the helmet.
So after that, Vostag takes a wound and he loses his block token now. All right, so Aranea is going to attempt to try and cast her lightning rune again. So let's see if she can get it.
I need 5.
She needs 5 or less now because she's been leveled up.
4.
4 goes off, and you put the lightning rune down there. All right, so Yisroel is going to come in. I'm going to do a power attack into Vostag. Thanks to my critical charge, I actually get a red dice when I attack after moving. So this is what we're looking like. That is 2, 6, and that is 7 on the hit there. Vostag has no block up this time.
No.
So let's see. It's important to know how much he can stop here. 1, so he takes 6.
Give me another red one.
Oh, he's got another red one. Okay. So this is important. Another 1. So he takes 5. So that will take Vostag down. But let's see. Can he survive?
I need 5.
Yep, you need your strength test. That is a critical fail. He dies immediately. So Banning is going to attempt to reanimate Corpse because he needs all the friends he can get at the moment. And that will fail. Alright, so Banning's just going to move on the treasure chest. So roll the white dice and see whether it's trapped. Is the chest trapped? No. So it freely opens because it's an open chest. So master treasure this time. Sun-hallowed elven arrows. So these are a great deal of nothing helpful to you. But they do gain you 2 VP for completing that quest. Yeah. Alright, we're going to try and chase that wizard in the middle there. So greatsword, let's see what happens to him as your rune explodes. 2. So I say 1 and I will be alive with 2 wounds left. The archer, 2 yellow dice. With a red, add a red. So that is 3, so I now need to save 2 on this or I die. No, save 1, so that is the archer dead. And then the swords woman as well, 2 yellow. That is a red. Is 3, so I now need to save 2 with a yellow. Nope, 1, that is the swordswoman dead as well. So green, black now, attacking Aranea. That will hit for 2. So Aranea takes 2, she's got 1 wound left. Next couple of moves, I then just move over so I've got models on all the strategic objectives. And my huntsman, meanwhile, moves over and is going to take a shot at the skeleton archer. So the huntsman into the skeleton will miss. But luckily I'm not within 6. So we are going to go into the adversary phase next. So we'll have to roll to see which one activates. We've got 4 of them on the table. So the skeleton here will activate. We'll roll a black dice to see what it does. Oblivion symbol, please. Thank you. It flees. And so because we decided they can't go through doorways unless chasing, it will just simply go out of line of sight. So end of the round, I'm going to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for objectives. And so the event phase is going to be Whispers of Molag Bal. Each player nominates one of their heroes to take an attribute test. If the test is passed, the hero gains +1 strength, but -1. So yeah, +1 strength and endurance, but -1 wisdom until the end of the activation. However, if the attribute test is failed, they lose yellow health, ignoring armor. So I'm doing his roll with wisdom 5, and he critical fails, so he takes a yellow dice worth of damage. Takes 2. Alright, Stephen's going to gamble with Aranea. What is her wisdom?
Her wisdom is 4.
So she needs to roll a 4 or less or take some damage. She does, so she will gain +1 endurance, +1 strength, and -1 wisdom. Right, so Aranea is going to start. She gained an intelligence bonus. It was intelligence, not endurance. My mistake. So 3, that'll pass. So she'll have summoned the bound sword. She's now going to attack with it. So she's going to strike the Stormcloak soldier.
I need to get 2.
She needs a 3 on her bound sword, however. That will not hit, so that is -4. That'll be a 4. Helmet do anything? And so with that foolery, I'm going to move in my shield bearer to attack. So I'm going to power attack it with the shield bearer. So oh, that's the wrong dice. That shouldn't have been red. That should have been a green. We're going to hit for 3. So we do 3 wounds to her, which will knock her down. So an endurance test for her. Crit. She gets back up with 1 wound remaining. I don't think it's really going to help too much. You've got Banning to go, and he can't really affect anything because he can't even get into the combat there. So I think at this point we can call...
No.
Oh, yeah, my mistake. I forgot you had the reanimate corpse. So Banning is going to try and summon some undead back. So let's see if he can do it. If this fails, it is done and dusted. A 10. Okay, now we are done and dusted. That will be, quite a few more victory points to the Stormcloaks. But what was a really fun game using some actual dungeon tiles and moving about. RNA almost pulled off a cool thing, but I think when Yisrael went in and murdered Vostag, it was over.